Hello, and welcome back to Expertise is Overrated. My name is Sean, and today we are continuing our Maglor the Minstrel run as the last Feanorian in the Realms in Exile mod for Crusader Kings 3. And this is being recorded as I watch the recording because I cocked up again. So I'm going to try and work out what I was talking about, and we'll see where we get to. Just to run through everything, we, as you can see, are at war with Dol Guldur. We have dragged Elrond and Galadriel into this war. We are endeavouring to work out how to win. As you can see, there's an enormous difference in troops. There are 14,000 defenders to our 6,000 attackers, but we are Noldor, so it doesn't matter. Don't look at those 60 Olkai. I was quite stressed throughout this recording, and the fact that my microphone didn't record any of the audio has made me really, really upset. To the point that I very nearly just cancelled the whole bloody Let's Play. I was that frustrated. This war was a nightmare. I got so excited, and then I discovered that none of it had been recorded. I spent quite a lot of time, as you can see from what's going on the screen now, going through and trying to work out if so who I could bring with me as mercenaries, but we didn't have any money, which is a pretty big problem, and it's a kind of a problem that's going to live with us for a while. I made a couple of quick tweaks because there are things that I want to be notified of when they come up, specifically wandering the forests, because I'm really keen to lose the Melancholy's Tract. I decided to lead my troops myself, and we march through Khazad-dûm. Oh yes, there was also this problem of the peasant rabble, who are very unhappy. And that will come back to bite us in a minute. We had an event here where Nin in Ilf becomes independent, and we chose to make ourselves slightly more tyrannical. And then we invited this person to court, and they wouldn't come, which was shocking. But then we got Nin in Ilf, sorry. The point of this war, or not the point, sorry, the strategy of this war, and holy crap, watching this, I am a absolutely manic player for what is a ridiculously low APM game. I'm moving my mouse around far too much. I spoke here a little bit about declaring war on Isengard. If I can get the hope in my situation slightly higher, I can declare war to purge darkness in Isengard, and purging that darkness in Isengard will put a vassal in its place, and that'd be really positive because I'd like vassals. So I'm trying to boost my hope. I put an overseer into the mines to increase my money, which is positive. It doesn't go up by much, but it goes up. Money go up, always good. And here comes Camel's army, and this is where things get really dicey. You can see here we had hoped to rely on the fact that Carmel was in the war for Gondor, but it turns out that Carmel decided to abandon Sauron and come and save his own skin. So it's a bit of a siege race at the moment. Bit of a siege race. Well, I say a siege race. I was getting very frustrated with Galadriel and Elrond. I wanted to tell them to go and do more sieging elsewhere. but there was no button to say, don't stack on me, go and siege somewhere else. I'm also just looking at my army tab and thinking I need to work out how, no I don't, because there's reclaimed knights. Yes, never mind. I need more men-at-arms. I always need more men-at-arms. I want Noldor cavalry. I want Noldor swordsmen. I don't have enough of either. My troops are eroding ridiculously quickly. It's all just going a bit pear-shaped for Sean. Or for Maglor, really. I'm okay. Nothing's going to happen to me. I continue to be vexed by goblins. Ugh. There's a mechanic at work here that I'm not particularly fond of. As you can see, this is an offensive war against a forces of evil faith in Khamul. Khamul is clearly a bad egg. And yet, I'm getting popular opinion malices. That's what's causing the dangerous faction that you can see. And I don't think I should be getting that. My counties shouldn't be getting grumpy with me, because I am trying to vanquish evil. Here you can see I'm going back and forward and back and forward. Am I going to get an adventurer? I don't know. Ooh, do I get someone from Lasgalen? Maybe. Some Greenwood Archers, they might be nice. Retinue Vanguard, they might be nice. I'd really like a Holy Order. Oh, I made a mistake there. I'll tell you about the mistake when I get to it. My court grandeur goes up. That's such a pointless mechanic for me at the moment. The problem here is that we're just bleeding troops. Bleeding 1% every tick. Ticking war score is going down. I've worked out that the war goal is the entirety of Dol Guldur, which seems a bit silly. Swings it back a little bit. And now I decide that what I need to do is take the fight to Camel, I think. Because there's his bigger army coming. They're starting to stack up. So we need to take Dol Guldur to win this war. Things start to get a bit tense here, as you can see them descending upon us. And I make the decision. Do I make the decision now? I think I do. I get the Great Company. I get Elagast. But it's a frickin' waste of money, because guess who doesn't raise any troops? And I decide not to cheese it with Elagast, so I just threw money away. Sieges are starting to tick. This is me going, he says he's joined the war, so where is he? Where are you, Elagast? Dol Guldur starts to come towards us. They're pushing forwards. They're not willing to take the fight, and the reason they're not willing to take the fight is we are quite clearly superior. Both, well, in troops, really, although that 2,400 stack is pretty levy heavy. And there's a lot of jostling for position goes on. Carmel wanted a white piece. I didn't even think about it. And here I decide to increase autonomy because I cannot deal with a peasant rabble right now. And I'm so upset by that decision. It costs me 3 ducats a month. And then my hope gets dinged as well. The back and forth to get people into the right position is a bit ridiculous. But here we go. This is the siege of the county of Dol Guldur. Starting. I've increased the speed just to make these siege timers run a little bit faster. I didn't even engage with the innovations change, although I think I probably will do next episode. I fully intend to have the audio sorted by next episode as well. Didn't engage with the Thieves Guild pop-up there. You can see. And we absolutely cronkle that army. I need the Smith trait. Why did I put myself? I put myself on excavator. That's why. I need the Smith trait to be able to rebuild Osternet Hill. So I've come off. I have come off family for diplomacy focus. And gone into crafting. I'm considering colonising. I'm bemoaning the fact that I have a cracking joke about colonisation ready to go, but I can't make it because I decide not to colonise because I need the money for other things. It's a terrible shame. It really is, because it's a really good joke. And now I can't find Elagast. He's not helping. Where have you gone? Nobody knows. He's impossible to find. Is he here? No. He is not here. Can I kill the Great Goblin? No, I can't. And also it's going to make me very stressed because I'm compassionate. Has he raised his troops? No, he fucking hasn't. You absolute wanker. Sigh. Can I get some more calculating skirmishes? No. Can I increase their size? I could do. We'll spend some time, I think, also next episode talking about how men-at-arms work. I think that would be pretty valuable because there's some mechanics not quite clear, and I think it's important to understand exactly what it is that we're weighing up when we look at our men-at-arms. So that question we will try and answer next time as well. This is just me getting stressed out. We're 15 minutes or so into the episode, and it's just been this war. There's another peasant rebel. It's just not. It's just frustrating. And then here's the big question. This is a huge battle. Looks like we're going to lose. Looks like we're going to lose. Ooh, it all goes flat. They have more soldiers. Do we lose? Do you think we lose? Do we? Fuck. Look at those advantage numbers. That is unbelievable, that win. That is an unbelievable win. It's 20% war score in that battle. It's incredible. We took some prisoners, our accolades improve. It was all fantastic. And part of the benefit here of running on speed 4 and being focused on this war is that our money is actually just ticking up. 2 battles, 26 war score. That's so useful. We lost 97, they lost about 2,000. If it weren't for attrition, this wouldn't be any kind of problem at all. Any sign of Elagast? Nope. So then the game becomes, can we rush any more sieges? If Galadriel and Elrond would literally do anything at all, this wouldn't be a problem. There's another 12,000 troops. The fact that it's defensive terrain, and because we occupy these baronies, it's our defensive terrain, is enormous. I don't know if we're getting defender advantage from the rings. We can talk about that a little bit more next time as well, but sort of fundamentally, the elven rings that Galadriel and Elrond carry give enormous defender advantage, absolutely ridiculous. We're up to 82% war score, and then it just becomes, this is just me getting really stressy. How many sieges can I do? How can I get the war score that I need as quickly as possible? How do I get 18 war score? Where is it? How do I get it? I'm getting frustrated because if we could split our forces efficiently, we could be doing 2 of these sieges at once. 88%. There's Carmel's forces over there. There's another 10,000 of his soldiers. And we've got to take the fight. We've got to take the fight. We cannot afford to lose the sieges, lose the progress in this war. Fling ourselves on those 2,500. They descend upon us. They realise they can't win it. We're up to 5,000 troops. And we've got them. %98 war score. And there's a child, an elf child. This is so fantastic. There's so much hope here. 15 hope for having a child. You also pay 50 gold to get another 4 hope, which I won't do because I'm cheap. I just give her the opinion. But 15 hope is enormous. So we're up to speed 5 here because I am so stressed at this point. I'm watching that siege tick. This is probably not the right one to siege. I probably should have gone for that city in the north. Thinking it through. Because that's got a fort level of 14. That's probably going to cost me quite a lot. But there it is. 100% war score. There was much rejoicing at this point. Much rejoicing. I think I might have screamed a little bit. I enforce my demands. The hill of sorcery has fallen before the flaming banners of Feanor, and Elder Vitalia's holes now once more are in elven hands. The question now is what to do with it. Orpheus folk dwell still in the north, and his son has long reigned there as king. Yet they are remote, and purportedly isolationist. This is an elvish holy site as well, which is pretty exciting. I get quite excited to discover that. As you can see, Amon Lak is an elvish holy site. Across the Anduin is the realm of Lorien, long shepherded by my cousin Galadriel. Alternatively, Amon Lak could be kept as an eastern outpost of my own hosts in preparation for the thrust against Mordor itself. I am not sure if I made the right decision here. So I could give it to Galadriel, I could give it to Thranduil, or I could keep it for myself. Galadriel and Thranduil both love me, so there wasn't a huge amount in it, in that sense. Sucks to suck Carmel was very, very tempting to keep it, but then I had a little bit of a look at the, well, firstly the special building in Dol Guldur, which doesn't give you a huge amount. It does give you some fancy men at arms, which I didn't notice. I don't meet the requirements for Dol Guldur. It's got a fancy duchy building. The kingdom of Alon Lank would be pretty handy. But if you dive, as we do in a sec, dive into looking at this, there are some castles, some elven refuges, some cities, some temples, some settlement holdings, and it's all just a bit complicated, and I couldn't really be bothered to work out what to do about the fact that I couldn't understand how to turn those into elven refuges. That's probably my fault. But I decided I didn't want to deal with it, and I gave it to Thranduil because I'm nice. Sorts out my domain as well. I choose to I can meditate in the forest. Sorry, wander in the forests, not meditate. And we see everything's coming up, Maglor. I can lose melancholic. So we have some control issues that we are going to try and fix. And I decide to treat myself to some Noldor swordsmen. And we can also patrol the borders. Should probably have spent more time checking what these do, but I got a bit of hope there. Gets me some martial experience, which is handy, and now we meditate just in my own refuge. Right. I have some Noldor swordsmen now, and I have some Calaquendi. All of my troops, as you can see, have been chipped at. So we are going to need to enter into a period of recovery and growth. 530 hope, so if I can get 70 more hope somehow, I can do my nice big war against Saruman for vanquishing darkness. And it turns out Aragorn managed to survive. He doesn't proclaim the reunited kingdom. I don't know if he's going to. I hope he does. But yeah, he managed to force a white peace on Sauron. I don't quite know how. I hope I did that for him. My rival has died. I improved my skill at meditation. I'm trying to remember what else we did. I was looking at... Oh, yes. I want to... people who want to make things... I'm not fussed about having people make things. I think all that I'm going to do in that space... I spend some time trying to work out if there is any way to get more money. And it turns out that there isn't. My Seneschal might be worth doing. Could spend the prestige for a Seneschal. Court Artificers going on adventures might be worth doing. It would also give me renown, but I don't get to choose how we spend our renown, so I'll probably do it later. There's a lot of stuff about legends that we could consider. We're not doing legends at the moment. I think we'll go through here and see how useful these positions can be. Next episode, we have some rebuilding to do. We change our stationing around because look at that benefit for putting someone in Ostined Hill. And also, we built some special buildings in Minas Elminar for our skirmishers, so we will use that. The final thing that I have realised, and I think I'm about to work it out, is that if I come over back to Ostined Hill, if I get 14 counties in the High Kingdom of Orostar Noldoron, I can form it and become an emperor. Guess how many counties there are in the Kingdom of Eregion? If you guessed 14, you are correct. So that's our next target. Is become High King of this Orostar Noldoron. We will then be able to vassalize Imladris and potentially Lothlorien, although I doubt it. Saruman also has no troops. I got very excited at seeing that he has no troops. But the problem is, I will not get the benefit of that. And also, that minus 76 from an offensive war is absolutely crushing. And there's not much we can do about that. Swap my schemes to, because all anyone is doing against me is trying to murder me. And then I think the last question I started to look into was, could I diverge the culture? I need more prestige. But if I move to Bellicose, sorry, I might be able to change or improve my culture, which would be nice. If I go for Bellicose, I don't know why I don't actually read this. It improves my men-at-arms, recruitment and maintenance, gives me more mercenaries. And then I spent some time here, and it's not, I don't know if it would be worth it. I need to look into it in quite a lot of detail to see if there's anything that would actually be of benefit. It's not clear. I don't see anything on a quick glance that would make it worthwhile. I will go through them and check. There doesn't seem to be anything that is quite obviously something that I should take as a Feanorian. I want Tharbad because Tharbad's really valuable. I want access to the sea because I want to go sailing because that's really good. I might need to just take Lindon for that, though. And that would be difficult to take Lindon because, Círdan would be sad. No one wants to deal with a sad Círdan. I think it was about here that I realised that there was no sound being recorded. I think it was here. So I'm going off on a mining expedition. That's how we will start the next episode. I need to do my own mining expeditions, obviously. I got confused by this. I think it's because they're joining my expedition, but I will look into that as well. Next episode, we have the money to do the inspirations. But yeah, it's all got a bit weird. I don't have the money to colonise that. I will colonise that next time. So I think all that remains is to say sorry for the slightly strange nature of this recording. But otherwise, thank you so much for joining me for this episode. As ever, it's been an absolute pleasure, believe it or not. Check out, as I say every time, come listen to the podcast, come hang out with us in our Discord, check out our website, get in touch, leave a comment, like, all of those nice things. And I will see you next time for some more absolute nonsense.